Phil-Am Chamber of San Diego County. We have Regan De Guzman here with us today. She is the only Filipina golfer who made it to the LPGA with a full card. And we had the honor of hosting Regan on Monday at a welcome reception while she was playing at the Kia Classic. So we're just going to do a quick video interview to kind of get Regan's story. So welcome, Regan. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
How would you say that your friends and family would describe you?
I think the best word is selfless. Ever since I was young, I didn't know what to do. I didn't have any brothers or sisters. I was an only child. And I was the one who would always try to fit in groups. And I guess I just wanted to do something for people to like me. At first I wanted to fake it. But then I started to get used to it. It started to become a habit. It started to become part of me. And both my parents are Rotarians. They're in the Rotary in the Philippines. And then I would always tag along with them. So I was considered as a Rotary baby. I thought that was cool. And I saw these kids who are, they manage to be all jolly and happy, and despite all they're living on like dirt, and they have houses, my car is bigger than their houses, and they're still smiling, they're still grateful with whatever they see. And I told myself, I was 6 years old, I was like, I want to help these kids. It's like, how do I do that? I don't know. First I started to play with them and just kind of blend in, and even when we were in Boracay, I would swim and dive underwater with those, what do we call it? Bajaus, those little kids, and I would join them. And I guess that was my way at the time of helping them and trying to make them happy, is when they see another kid who has more than they have, it would make them happy. It would make them be part of something that they never thought they would be part of. Mm-hmm. And I know how that feels, and that's pretty much when I turned 14, I just decided, I said, Mom, I want to take golf seriously. I wanted to take golf seriously, not because first goal was because I wanted to study here, but then I wanted to do more, and I'm the type of person who likes to do so much and keep trying till let's say if the average range of being a great golfer would be like 8 out of 10, I would want to try to be like 10 out of 10. And so that's what I wanted to do. I said, Mom, I want to help the kids that I saw in the streets, the kids that I would swim with in the ocean, and hopefully that not just because of golf, but I want to give them a life that, at least that they deserve.
Right.
I want to share a little bit of what I have.
So you mentioned that you became interested seriously in golf at the age of 14. I know you had told me in a previous conversation that you were a gymnast before. So can you just share a little bit about your background? You have a really great story of how you came into the professional golf world. And it wasn't always golf.
Yeah. Gymnastics, because first I had ADHD when I was young. I was very, very, very hyper. When my mom tells me to stay put, turns around, I'm gone. So, my mom was always supportive, and she was trying to find ways and how to she didn't want to give me all like medication. She didn't want me to stop being myself. She just wanted me to learn how to handle it. And I thought it was cool when she explained it to me. And because I reached that point, like, I just don't know why you're telling me to do all these things. I don't want to. What's the purpose? So she said that, well, you had ADHD, and doctors told me that you might need, medication, but I said no, you're too young. So she enrolled me to gymnastics, and she's like, I'll let you do all that cartwheels, all that stunts that you've been wanting to do out there. At least you're safe and you're doing something great
Right.
at the same time. But yeah, and I was just having fun, and I was in the novice advanced level when I was 9.5, and I guess after my competition, I only had two competitions. All the from the age 2 years old to 10 years old, I only had two, and all I did every day was spend 5 hours in the gym after school, and weekends I would spend more time, and I just didn't like it anymore.
But it seems that you took that dedication from gymnastics, and when you discovered golf, it it totally transferred over.
Uh,
How did golf come into your life?
My grandfather, my father, my it's kind of like a family thing. My mom did play a little bit of golf, but it's mostly like my grandfather and father. So they were they would always play 5 in the morning, and it's just, I don't know. And I was always curious. I guess I would watch more golf than gymnastics and TV. So, and I get so excited. I like hearing every like shot, when they hit it every time that the hole, the ball goes inside the hole. And the people clapping, and I can feel it. It's similar to when I make a good dismount in gymnastics. I raise my hands up, and then they start clapping. But it just, I guess I like the, I don't know how golf sounds when you do it, and so I was curious, and I tried it, and I fell in love with it, and I just couldn't stop.
So at the age of 14, you started to take it very seriously.
I started taking
You
it
were
very
in,
seriously.
junior golf, and then
I was in junior golf, yes. I was in 7th grade, and I guess from 14, I think 14, 15 is like, where to decide, or what, or where you want to be in life, or who you want to be in the future.
and you have that vision for yourself to become a professional golfer.
Now that you mentioned it, I told my mom, I was like, Mom, I had a dream, and she said, what is it? I was like, well, I just heard the crowd. I heard someone announcing my name, but it wasn't in the gym. It was outdoors, and I was wearing a hat, and I could feel the sun. So I just knew it, and it was actually a LPGA tour, and I was like, we'll see, because I was still young. I know I was doing great, but then I don't know if I'm going to feel the way I felt when I was in gymnastics. I don't know when I'll say I'm done.
Right.
But then I just kept going, and it's better because tournaments are like weekly, monthly, and I get to travel. But other compared to gymnastics, you train, you practice every day, but then the competitions are like 2 years. But at that time, I don't know about today is different, but at that time it was like I was losing my childhood. I was still young. It was like I'm doing, and I'm preparing myself for nothing. But now I can say that I'm still flexible because I got it from gymnastics. I still have my balance. I got it from gymnastics, and everything happens for a reason. And I was just too young to understand.
Yeah, and you found your way into golf, and
did,
so you
yeah.
mentioned that you went to San Jose State, and I know that you actually had a full scholarship during your junior and senior years at
Yes.
San Jose State University,
Yes.
and I also know that you were the top player of the Spartans
Well,
as well. So do you want to share a little bit about that experience, how you made you mentioned that you talked to your mom about how is it that I get to go study in the United States.
oh yeah,
And you were told by your mom that a scholarship would
yeah.
definitely do that for you. What was that experience like for you,
It
coming
wa-
from the Philippines to San Jose State University on a golf scholarship.
It was amazing. It was great. That same year when I was 14, at the end of that year, end of 2006, whew, just thinking about it, this was a long time ago. um, I told her, I said, Mom, I really like the States. Is there any way where I can just, study there, get a degree? You know, I think that there are huge like opportunities here, and they're very supportive of whatever sport you do. Because golf in the Philippines, you consider as a rich kid if you play golf. Um, and schools too. When I was in high school, I was fortunate that my mom um, enrolled me to Reedley International School. They were very supportive. It's like an American-based Singaporean math school. So super supportive with sports and athletics. But other schools, no, they're not. They don't even. If you're absent for a tournament, whatever the reason is, you're absent. You don't get to make it up. You would have to have a valid reason. And I'm like, isn't playing golf valid enough? Only so, and it's like nope. But then anyway, she told me it was like scholarship. She didn't tell me golf scholarships per se, but she told me scholarship. And I was thinking, well, I quit gymnastics a long time ago, so that's check that out of the list. I can't get a scholarship through scuba diving. Let's get that out of the list.
Oh, and also she's a certified scuba diver. Just by the way.
Well, yeah, and so I'm like, I don't know. I like basketball, and my mom looked at me. I was like, okay. It's not because she doesn't want me to get into like any contact sports, but I know it's my height. And so I said, what about golf? And she said, well, you have to work extra harder. The amount of work that you put in right now, if you want to reach that potential to become a college student, like a student athlete, you have to work like, let's say 10 times harder. So I said, okay, cool, let's do this. So my mom and I would travel around, and we went to Oregon because I normally play the tournaments before a main event just to get me like all like ready to go. Right. And get in tournament mode. So we went to Oregon. I played in Shadow Hills. This was when I was 15. And the Oregon State coach saw me play in one of the tournaments, talked to my mom, and asked how old I was. And my mom was like, she's only 15. Coaches, NCAA coaches, they can't talk to anyone who are like still young. They can approach players who are 17 because they're about to, graduate. Graduate high school. But I was still a freshman in high school. But all she did was gave my mom her card, and so that's what all the schools were doing at that time. And so did San Jose State. And they started sending mailing brochures to the Philippines. I saw Fresno State, New Mexico, University of New Mexico, all that at San Jose State. James Madison University in the East Coast, and it was so exciting for me. I said, "Oh my gosh, it's possible!" Yeah, but it just even that year, from 2006 to 2007, I went up. I was like, I was getting there, and then suddenly I just went down like really quick, and I was unhappy, but not in the sport. I was unhappy with other things, like with school. I wasn't. I had to. My mom and I had to stay and rent a house, like a small house in the province near the golf course. We were at our lowest point, and everything that I had was like the comfort. Nanny was gone, driver was gone, and I was like, I'm not used to this lifestyle. I want to go back to the city. So I had to learn how to use the public, transportation, like the tricycle, the jeepneys, and I needed to learn to ask around and eat the food what we have and save it for tomorrow. It was tough. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't a brat, but I was spoiled. But I guess that was my wake up call, and at that time I didn't know why that happened. I mean, I'm only 15. What do I know? So I guess I learned it the hard way, and I started to learn things. I started to see the light in the tunnel. I learned how to speak like more fluently Tagalog, and I learned how to appreciate little things, to be grateful, and especially with being independent, learning how to change tires, and I give credit to my dad for that, and it was a great. It became a great experience, and after that things flipped so fast. We moved back to the city. Everything was fine. We mostly got everything back. Um, but I was pretty inconsistent about my decisions because I knew that I could do it, but it just took me a long time to kind of feel it. And so, you know, I thought I had lost my scholarship, but my head coach, John Dorman, did not give up on me. He's, I mean, I would I would always wonder what would happen if I went to a different university. I think I would still be home. I would be home. I'd still be home. But with San Jose State, they helped me become more independent. They pushed me so that I can reach the highest potential. And they keep saying that more effort, Reagan. I know it's somewhere in you. It's there. And I say, no, it's not. I don't have it anymore. It's like, no, it's there. Um, it was great. And so, and I'm, and I guess the last time I was back home, I reached out to my friends. I reached out to the friends whom I met when I was in high school, but not the international school, but the one in Cavite. I was the only one who would drive to school. They would use the jeepneys and tricycles, and I would still reach out to them and I say, hey, even my old teachers, I said, is there any way that I can help you? Because without your help, okay, without your help, I wouldn't be where I am now. Even if you guys were my teachers, I mean, seriously, I went through your class for 3 years. Um, you guys helped me, made it possible, and to believe that I can do it, and you're one of them. So let me help you. So in return, and I it feels good to be able to do that, and seeing the smile on their faces, like, hey, you still remember me. It's like, of course I remember you. How can I not forget? I mean, you were the teacher who wanted an essay, and one of my classmates just wrote the word God, and you gave a perfect score when I had a long essay, and I got a 9 out of 10. I remember you perfectly. But it's great. Like, even the caddies in the other golf courses, I would reach out to them. I still remember them because I don't want to be one of those snobs just because I'm already here and I'm starting a life on my own, and I'm it's another step towards my dream. It's LPJ is not my dream anymore. My dream is to become like one of them, one of the best, and to help and inspire my Filipino colleagues and junior golfers, and and I guess my mom told me that, Reagan, yeah, the junior golfers in the Philippines are kind of they're not so many anymore, unlike your year. And I said, well, what can I do? And it's like, just, try to keep inspiring them. I said, well, how can I do that when I'm all the way here? It was like, work hard. And so I kind of did like a little thing. I just wrote things down what I wanted to do, and for me to do that, I have to do this, all those things. And for now, what I can do is just play golf, keep practicing, keep them posted, and try to help, try to reach out. Like, not because I want you to help me, but let me help you. Instead of like saying, I'm the only Filipino. Probably the third Filipino in the LPGA, but let me help you so you can join me. Come join me.
What would you say is a defining moment in your life, and what happened, and how did you overcome that particular situation?
Defining moment. Well, I guess. Um. Uh. Yeah. When my mom and I were in Cavite. Um. She gave me a lot of reasons not to quit, but I guess other people and the way I was thinking, my emotions were fighting those positive reasons, saying, "Now you should quit. Your history. There's no more." I was like, "You're done." But um, I guess she really did try to encourage me, and instead of pressuring me. So I guess that I was feeling that, and I was rebelling quite a lot. I was rebelling a lot, and because I was so lost, I didn't know what my purpose was, and it's like, again, back with the gymnastics. I don't know what I'm doing. What is this for? Who is this for? And if it's just for someone else, and I'm just doing this for someone else, and I don't want to, it's a waste of time. It's a waste of my life, because I'd always look back and think that I lost my childhood. I didn't get to have fun. I was always one of the kids who like, okay, leave early from class and go to the gym, and then go home, and I would have to my friends would ask me like, hey, you want to sleep over? You want to have a slumber party? Yeah, I'm sorry.
You had that drive so early. And that
Yeah.
looks like it really did, go into golf too.
Mm-hmm.
So, that moment where you had to kind of dig deep and really decide. You had to make a decision,
Yeah.
is this where my life path is going?
Right.
And you made that decision, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And, it sounds like your mom has been a big inspiration in your life. Who would you say who or what is the biggest inspiration in your life?
Well, number one, I would say my grandfather, my mom's dad. He he really believed he really believed in, like, um, I don't know. He believes in second chances. There you go. He believes in second chances, but after that, he would say there's no more next time. Meaning that if you try and then you lose this, you learn. So if you do it again, you're going to fail. There's no more third chances. There's only second chances. But he believes in second chances, and took me a while to understand what he meant. I guess he also went through the same things that that I was going through, and no wonder he would always ask me to stay after dinner. We would have Sunday, sometimes Saturday and Sunday, but mostly Sunday dinners with my grandfather, and it would be a long table, all cousins, all titas and titos, and then one by one they go, oh, okay, I'm going back to my room, and I would always be there with my mom and my lola, and we would talk. And then sometimes my mom would spend time with my lola in her room because my lola loves to read, and so my lola and I would just talk. And all he could remember at the time was about what he did in the war, because he was a retired colonel in the World War II. And again, I was like, why are we talking about this over and over again? And so I thought that he just is forgetting, but I guess it's his way of teaching me and not lecture, but kind of applying what he went through to what I was going through, even though it was very repetitive because he knew for a fact that I wasn't kind of getting it. And I said, "Oh, you wise man! Oh my gosh, you're so wise!" And I thought you were all, just a regular old man, but no,
He had that deep impact
he had
on
that,
you.
yes,
Clearly on
and
his daughter, your mother as well. So.
yeah. So he was very humble. He's a great man. He was one of the uh, he did raise me, so both mom, dad, and my grandfather, and it's just devastating that the two the two men that I can say that I love or not are gone.
But you carry them with you, and you
I
carry them whenever you
I
are
carry them
competing,
with me.
wherever
Yep.
you go.
I talk to
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
When especially my long drives, I talk to them. I have conversations in the car, and people would think like, "Oh, who is she talking to?" And I say, "Bluetooth, Bluetooth." But yeah.
What drives you in this sport? You seem to have such determination and such, it's even beyond commitment to being the best in golf. What is that drives you inside? I mean, you are the
Um.
one that gets up early. You're the one who stays late. I remember talking to you before, and you said I would go to my dad at like 5:30 in the morning every day, wake him up and said, "Let's go, let's go. We
Yes.
got to go practice.
I
We got to
was
go to the driving range. We got to
I
go out to the
was
golf course."
12. I was fresh out of gymnastics. Just got my C card, like my scuba diving license. Um, I because when I like something, really like it. I'm not gonna stop until I get sick of it. And if I know at the same time, if I know that I can do something with it and I can become something that I never thought I could become, then I go, let's push it to the limit. I'm not a morning person. I am not a morning person. If any one of my friends could see this and they're going to say, no, Reagan's not a morning person, I'm going to say right now, I am not a morning person. But when I want something, I get what I want by not by throwing a fit, but I get it by working hard, by really forcing myself.
Yes. That kind
And
of focus.
yeah, it's pretty much, I find I can't just say, okay, well, the reason why I'm doing this is because let's say because I have a goal. It's boring, so I try to think of something that inspires me to do it. Whether it's like, oh, because I'm inspired because I love this weather, kind of thing. I want to hike because I love this weather. I want to hike because I love this place.
Right.
Instead of saying I want to hike because I want to, I want to lose weight, but then I get too lazy. Then so I try to think of something else.
Yeah.
So that without me knowing, it's like, oh yeah, I made a 2-mile hike, which is good for me.
This bag's pretty heavy.
Oh, that bag's pretty heavy, but yeah.
So what does a successful career, you're here in the LPGA, it's your rookie year, you're building your credibility. What does this look like in terms of a successful career as a pro golfer? And is it even beyond golf?
I guess, yeah. There are times that it is beyond golf, because when you start to get into what you're doing, it's more of it's basically you first do it because you want to do it, so you're doing it for yourself. But then when you start doing it, you keep doing it, and you know that you're excelling in your job, then you want to go beyond that. You start to want to do it for your family. You want to do it, for the people you love. And then, but for me, family is number one. But then I want to do it for my country. So, I guess, it's still golf. The path is still golf, but every time at the very end, it's it's golf that made me drive to that point B.
Right.
instead of saying, "Oh yeah, my goal is to become an LPGA,
Right.
player." And then later on, what's your next goal? Because you've achieved it already.
Right.
You're already there.
Right.
So it can't be like, okay, so this is just your goal. You're not gonna play any LPGA events. Is this it? So it just, without you knowing it, it goes beyond that.
Yeah. And you had mentioned too that, ultimately at the end of your career, as a pro golfer, that you would want to continue to inspire others and
Yes.
to mentor young golfers aspiring to become professionals.
I would love to do that. I'd be so honored to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would make me so happy. And what really, one of the things that makes me very, very happy is when someone asks for my help, and or even I just give out like a tiny tip, whether it's about life, whether it's about golf, school. No, I ask for help. But if it's golf, especially, when they start to do what I had taught them, or they try at least, and it makes a huge difference. Not because of the outcome of the shot, but of how they look. They're very happy, they're very excited, and it makes them want to play more.
Right.
And at the same time, you get a lot of benefits. You get to play more, you get so happy, and then you learn a lot, and then it's something that you want to share with other people too. So it's a cycle.
Yeah, and achieve those goals.
Yeah, it's true.
We have learned some really important lessons from you and your journey to becoming a pro golfer. You've mentioned you have to know what you want, have a goal,
right,
and set that goal, and try really hard, work hard. What is some of the best advice that you can give to some young golfers that are aspiring to be professional golfers like yourself?
I would say never give up. Never ever give up. I'm not telling the kids to get a tattoo, but this is what I had. I got when I just graduated from college, because I was no longer happy with golf. I was no longer happy with what I was doing. I just wanted to graduate and just work. I thought that was done. I thought that was, I did something. I achieved enough. But then I forgot about what I told my mom when I was 14. So I gave golf another chance. Golf gave me another chance. And now I'm on tour. It's just funny.
You didn't give up.
I didn't give up. It's just funny that I told myself, and I don't know how many times I told myself I'm done. I am totally done. But now I'm on tour and I'm doing everything again. And so far I'm enjoying it. Which means that I am really not done. I have so much work to do. It's just the beginning. I even got this tattoo way before first stage of Q school, and
That's qualifying.
Qualifying school, and there were a lot of people were asking me. It's a cool tattoo. What does it say? It's like, never give up. It's like, why is it like that? It's basically, if I try to make a golf stance and I'm about to hit the swing, I see it. It kind of reminds me. So, yeah, I made a good decision with this tattoo. So again, I'm not gonna say to the kids to get any tattoos. No.
Regan, we are so incredibly proud of you. Again, on behalf of the Filipino American Chamber of Commerce of San Diego County, we were so pleased that we could welcome you on Monday and to help you with your fundraiser. So please give generously to Regan. This is her rookie year. Every opportunity that we have to help and support her in her journey in the LPGA. The travel expenses for touring and everything. It's really, you've heard that she comes from a single mom and she needs a lot of our support. We need to rally behind her. She is making history here. This is someone who is probably the third or fourth Filipina ever to make it in the LPGA with a full card, ever. So this is a really big deal, and I really hope that all of you will join us in supporting Regan she does have a GoFundMe campaign. And on behalf of the Phil-Am Chamber of San Diego County, we have, on behalf of our members, have directly donated to your GoFundMe campaign in the amount of $500, and we hope to see this number grow. So please, I implore all of you to please give generously to Regan as we rally behind her and give her all the love and support and financial contributions to help her her LPGA.
Yeah. Thank you. Sweet. Pretty cool, huh?